Good morning, folks. Welcome to an OCC Queensland weather app today, the 29th of December 2022. My name's Chris Nitzo. This update brought to you by our major sponsor, TownsvilleSheds.com. Check them out if you're in the market for a shed-safe accredited shed. All right, the big talking point, of course, is the monsoon trough, which is developing across far north Queensland, but the monsoon flow, more importantly, quite strong across the northern parts of Cape York Peninsula. We're also seeing a little area of convergence through the southern Gulf country. Ex-tropical cyclone Ellie is now off your screen, out into Western Australia, and we're watching that for any potential for redevelopment later on down the track next week. The other thing you'll notice down here is that little low that we've been talking about the last couple of mornings, pushing in a westerly direction, expected to push in a general northwesterly direction from here, and you can see it rotating nicely, not creating too much except for a couple of showers on the southeast Queensland coast. Those showers will spread northwards over the next 24 hours. Looking at our state surface winds today, you can see that low just on the edge of your screen there, and it is pushing in a general northwesterly direction over the next 24 to 36 hours. The expectation is going to probably lie off the coast of Mackay and or Bowen, way off the coast, though nowhere near the coastline. What we will see is a southeasterly airflow established to the south of that. That southeasterly airflow will drive a couple of showers down into southeast and central eastern Queensland over the next couple of days. Obviously, the monsoon here will kick up a gear as well over the next few days, so the expectation is stronger winds will develop across Cape York Peninsula and heavier rainfall will develop across Cape York Peninsula. Of course, the low pressure system out there is a bit of a sideshow. The real action is up here in the far north. But as we progress through today and have a look at where the rain's expected, you can see quite a bit of rain across the Gulf country through far northern inland Queensland. Obviously, there are big monsoonal squalls across the northern Cape. You'll also notice a little bit of blue shading popping up here on the eastern edge of your screen. That's our little low and the associated isolated showers it's going to bring down there. But as I say, it's a bit of a sideshow, taking away the attention from the actual main show, which is up here. As we progress through the evening and nighttime hours, you can see a little bit of activity decrease potentially. I'm not too sure about that, but as we go into tomorrow, we're going to see a big squall lines coming across from the Gulf into the Cape. Look at these massive squall lines coming into here. Obviously, some very strong winds associated with those if you get under the squall lines. And once again, quite a bit of convective activity tomorrow across the northern interior as well. You'll see these little showers that are just starting to pop up all the way up towards Yeppoon. It may even pop up further north towards Mackay Bowen as we get towards the back half of tomorrow. But look, nothing too spectacular in those. I'm sure the good news, though, is that a lot of these folks are probably waiting for a bit of rain to wet the grass, and that's what this will do. It'll wet the grass. There'll be some 10 to 20 millimetre falls across this region, maybe even slightly isolated pockets with slightly heavier falls. But as I say, the big action up north. And by the time we talk tomorrow, you can see some very significant rainfall developing, particularly on the west coast of the Cape. These big squall lines are going to start dumping heaps of rain on that western coastline. You'll notice quite a few showers and thunderstorms around the northern parts, around the Gulf country, far northern parts of northwest Queensland, and some isolated but still very heavy and slow-moving thunderstorm activity potentially through the northern interior of Queensland. Notice further southwards, not much going on, and once we get down into the southeast coast, as I say, that little bit of a sideshow, just creating a few showers down there for that part of the world and slowly extending northwards through the day tomorrow. And remember, as we push into the weekend, we are expecting to see development of a low-pressure region somewhere in the southern Gulf, potentially a secondary low-pressure region off the far north Queensland coastline. For more details on those systems, check out our subscription service, join.ozcyclonechasers.com.au, where we discuss the possibilities, probabilities, and all sorts of variations and why they happen. We get more time in there to speculate and theorise than we do in these public updates. Have a wonderful day and talk to you tomorrow.